Oh, shit. Oh! Today we're going to find out how fast my 72 volt 14,000 watt Tuttio Soleil can actually go. I also want to see how it rides with the new suspension and how stable it is at the higher speeds. Just to give you a quick breakdown of the bike setup, in case you're new to this channel, we just installed the Ride or Die 4548 hydraulic fork kit. Also got the set of Ride or Die Supermotos. These are 12-inch. The front is a 90/90 and the back is a 120/70. Freaking wide as hell. Got a custom seat cover by Bolts & Bolts. Sur-on extended rear fender. ETM V2 front fender and front number plate. This is just a rechargeable LED headlight. This is a ETM RTR handlebars, Sur-on style grips. Still running the stock rear brake, though we do have an upgraded one for the front. This actually came with the fork kit from Ride or Die. Just installed this EMF Sur-on throttle, DKD display, EMF keyed ignition with voltmeter, Far Driver ND72530 controller, which is tuned for 200 line amps, 530 phase amps. A Morge 72 volt 20 amp hour lithium battery pack with an Ant BMS rated for 200 line amps continuous, 250 peak. Soshin FW23 motor, Ride or Die rear shock, 53 tooth rear sprocket, and the sprocket on the Soshin motor I believe is an 11 tooth. Now we've already hit 69.4 miles per hour with this bike's current setup, except with the stock fork. I just keep letting off around the 70 mile an hour mark just because the front end just feels a little bit too unstable for me. So we just installed the 4548 fork kit and I'm hoping that'll make it feel a little bit more stable at higher speeds. Otherwise, I'm going to be installing a stabilizer on the top triple tree clamp. But we also made a few changes with the tune. I got some help from my buddy Florida Razors or Giovanni Turbo Moose. Thank you for always helping me out with my Far Driver settings. Make sure you check out his YouTube channel and his Instagram page right over here. But I'm hoping that we'll hit something close to 73, 74 miles per hour today. One thing that I always get asked on all my Tuttio videos is to share my tune settings. And I haven't been comfortable enough to do that because somebody could misuse those settings on a different setup and completely damage their bike. But here they are. Keep in mind that these tune settings are for my exact setup. For my Soshin motor, for my 72530 controller, and for my battery with the BMS that's currently installed on there. This will not work on a stock Tuttio or a completely different setup. If you are interested in getting more information on any of the parts that we used for this project so far, I'll have the full build list linked in the description below. You can also get yourself 5% off Ride or Die products by using discount code PATOutdoors. Display seems to be reading correctly. Maybe even a little slow. Now it's spot on, 14 on 14 GPS. You know, I didn't even have to do much calibration. I just put in the aspect ratio, section width, and rim diameter on the Far Driver app and got the calibration pretty close already. One downside since I switched to the Sur-on throttle and the keyed voltmeters, I lost the 3-speed switch. So I only have one mode right now. So it shows that we're on gear 2, but I pretty much have the same power and speed setting on all 3 gears. I really ride on lower power settings anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm up here in Maryland riding with my buddy Elmer, who's riding a modified Razor MX650 that's got the 72 volt Electro & Co. EC4P setup. All right, let's go. Holy shit. We were going uphill there and we went 72 miles per hour. That is crazy. The bike's feeling super stable though. Front end feels nice and planted. Now I can really lay on the throttle and see how fast this thing goes. The throttle tune feels really good. The power is very usable throughout the whole power band. Thanks again, Florida RZRs, for the recommendations on the gear ratios and field weakening. Really liking this tune so far. I'm probably not going to be making adjustments for a while. And the suspension rides really smooth. I don't really see a reason for any adjustments to be made. For perspective, I'm 182 pounds, and the front end doesn't squat too easily when I slam on the front brake. Seems to be properly matched for the weight of the bike. And riding position with the higher handlebar mounts, raising the handlebar about 1 inch, feels really comfortable for a riding position. I can probably ride this bike like this all day without feeling like I'm too hunched forward on a mini bike. I gotta say, one thing that I noticed is not ideal though is how much battery the new setup is using. With the power turned up this high, I noticed the voltage went down to 81 pretty quickly. I think we've only put less than 4 miles on today's ride so far, but I can't complain because I put this bike together for speed, not for range. I might set up my Yasma slightly differently, maybe like 8,000 watts with a 25 amp hour battery to get a little bit more range in this bike. This thing just pulls so hard. Like, I can probably go a little bit taller with the gearing if I want to get a little bit more top speed, but honestly, I think it's perfectly balanced where it is.
Hungry?
4 wheels?
You've heard of them, right?
Oh yeah, they usually have like the food truck or whatever.
Yeah, right there.
Oh shit. This thing is crazy fast.
Oh shit.
Damn, I should have done a top speed run earlier because now we're down to 78.8 volts. But hey, 72 miles per hour is the fastest that we've gone on this Tuttio so far, and I am pretty happy with that. All right, we are down to 78.5 volts. Well, let's see what kind of top speed we can get.
Oh my God. What'd you hit?
Still gets pretty sketch.
Sketchy? I mean,
At least above 70.
I mean, how often are you going that fast anyway?
Now that I know this bike can do it, I'm probably gonna do it pretty often. That was freaking exhilarating. I cannot believe this bike goes that fast. It picks up speed so quickly from a dig. Hopping on Elmer's 72 volt RSF 650. It's pretty slick with the underglow.
You said there's no mode, so it's pretty much already maxed out, right?
It's always maxed out. There's only one mode because I lost the 3-speed switch. I wanted to make sure I always get a top speed if I want it. Damn, that freewheel's so loud. This guy needs to hit up belts and shit for a belt drive.
With outdoor seating, if we come back here.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yo, I kind of miss riding RZRs around. I forgot how small and nimble these things are. I really should take out my SX500 before it gets too cold. Damn, I really gotta add some lighting on that Tuttio. I could barely see Elmer. I might hook up at least a tail light. Well, if you guys enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you like this kind of content, want to keep up with some of my projects, such as the Tuttio, my RTR, my Yasma, or any of my other bikes, make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn your bell notification on. But this is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching.